Title: I was very ill as I slowly awoke. I saw the alien queen and her daughter sitting silently beside me. Story main theme: hovering between life and death, a human man awakens to find an alien queen and her daughter keeping watch over him. Their silent presence reveals a bond forged through sacrifice and care, highlighting themes of gratitude, quiet devotion, and how compassion can unite a human and an alien royal family beyond war and politics. As Marcus's strength returned over following days, he learned the full story. He'd contracted Veridian Fever treating Talvoran civilians in an outbreak zone, area his colleagues advised against, but where Marcus went anyway because people needed help. The fever hit hard. By the time he collapsed, the virus had damaged his respiratory system, caused dangerous inflammation, pushed his body to system failure edge. Human medicine treated symptoms, but the virus itself required Talvoran pharmaceutical knowledge to counter. Queen Lysara personally intervened, ordering her researchers to develop human-compatible treatment, then remained to monitor his condition. Why? Marcus asked during one visit. She came daily, often with Kira, sometimes alone. Why personally oversee my treatment? You're a queen, you have more important things. More important than honoring someone who risked his life for my people. Lysara's tone was gentle but firm. Marcus, you came to Talvoran Worlds not for politics. You came because you're a doctor, and we needed medical expertise. You entered outbreak zones some of my own staff feared. You treated children, elderly, the most vulnerable, asking nothing in return. That's my job. That's your character. And when that character nearly cost your life, I chose to be present, to ensure everything possible was done. 2. She searched for words, to sit with someone who deserved not to be alone. Marcus was quiet. You've been here every day. Every day, often with Kira, she insisted. Why would a princess insist on helping a sick human doctor? Lysara smiled slightly. Because you treated her when she had respiratory infection 3 weeks ago. You spent 2 hours with her, explaining treatment, making her laugh despite being ill, treating her like a child needing care rather than princess requiring deference. She remembered that kindness. Pieces clicked. Marcus had treated dozens, but he remembered a girl with royal markings, unusually kind parents. He hadn't realized he'd treated the heir. She wanted to return the favor, Lysara continued. And I wanted to know the human who'd risk Veridian Fever to treat strangers, who showed my daughter such care, who represents the best of what cooperation between our species could be. Recovery was slow. Marcus remained weak for weeks. Throughout, Lysara and Kira maintained presence, not constantly, but regularly. Morning visits before Lysara's duties. Evening returns after Kira's studies. Sometimes they brought work, Lysara reviewing documents while Marcus rested, Kira doing homework. Sometimes conversation, asking about Earth, his training, why he chose humanitarian work. Marcus learned about them too. Lysara became queen young after her parents' deaths, ruled 15 years and still felt inadequate some days. Kira was brilliant but lonely, isolated by royal status. You treat us like people, Kira observed one afternoon. Not like queen and princess, just people. Isn't that what you are? Yes, but most don't see it. They see titles first. She looked at her mother. But you saw me as sick girl who needed care, and mother as concerned parent, that's rare. Lysara added quietly, it's why we keep returning, you see us clearly. And you let us see you, vulnerable, recovering human. That honesty is valuable to people who live behind crowns. One evening, when fever spiked again, Marcus was dimly aware of Lysara's hand holding his, her voice steady calling for staff, her presence anchoring him through crisis. When fever broke, he woke to find her still there, exhaustion evident. You should rest, he told her. So should you, we'll both ignore that advice together. She managed tired smile. You scared me tonight. Sorry. Don't be. Just recover. Fully. We've invested considerable effort keeping you alive. It would be inconvenient if you died now. But her tone was gentle, and Marcus recognized what she really said. Please don't die. I've come to care whether you live. The feeling was entirely mutual. Marcus's recovery took 2 months. By time he was cleared, he'd become regular fixture in royal household, not officially but present, sharing meals, attending Kira's presentations, consulting on medical projects. What began as Queen's Vigil had transformed into something neither knew how to define. Friendship, certainly, but complicated by her royalty, his human status. Complicated by intensity of watching someone nearly die, intimacy of shared vulnerable moments. When Marcus was finally scheduled to depart, Kira protested. "But you just recovered, you can't leave yet." "Kira," Lysara said gently, "Dr. Webb has his own life. We can't keep him just because we've grown accustomed to his presence. But I'll miss him, so will I. That doesn't mean we prevent him from leaving." Later, privately, Lysara said, "She's not wrong, I will miss you. These months, watching you recover, getting to know you, they've been unexpectedly meaningful. For me too, I came to provide medical care. I didn't expect to nearly die or spend 2 months with royal family or two." Marcus stopped. To care this much about leaving. "Marcus," Lysara stepped closer. "What happened between us, this connection? It's not just gratitude, is it?" "No." "Then what is it?" "Recognizing someone who sees you clearly and chooses to stay anyway. You saw me at my worst, delirious, weak, dying, and you stayed. I saw you exhausted, worried, vulnerable behind crown, and he met her eyes. I fell in love with the person who sat beside me. Both of you. Kira as daughter I never had, you as more." Lysara's breath caught. "That's remarkably honest. Learned it from someone who refused to let me face death alone." She took his hand. "I don't know how this works. I'm a queen. You're a human doctor with commitments across multiple worlds. The logistics are impossible." "Probably, but I don't want you to leave without knowing what you're feeling isn't one-sided. That the person who sat beside you hoping you'd survive has continued sitting beside you hoping you'd stay. I have to go, this mission. I know, but after, consider returning, not as patient, as someone who belongs here with us." Marcus didn't answer immediately. Then, "I'll come back, not might, will, because you're right, I do belong here. Didn't know it until I woke from fever and saw you both sitting beside me. But I know it now." Departure was hard. Kira cried despite trying to be brave. Lysara maintained composure until the moment before transport left, then hugged him with desperate strength. "Come back," she whispered. "Promise." "I promise." 6 months later, Marcus returned, not for mission, but permanently. Chief Medical Advisor to Talvoran government, quarters near royal residence, part of the family that sat vigil when he was dying. His relationship with Lysara developed slowly, carefully, both aware of political complications. But they built something real from foundation of those quiet hours. When asked how